Hey everyone, and welcome back to the workshop. Really happy to have you guys here. Got another cool lock clamped up in the vise today. This is called Hawaii Spool by the Lockpicking Patrolman. I got this one from Bearsback. Thank you very much, buddy. I appreciate the locks you sent, and should have a good time getting into them here. So, well, let's see if we can. Let's take that key out, take a look at the bitting. Not that nasty of a bitting, so it should be pretty fun. Because it's not too drastic of a bitting, I am going to stick a little mini shotgun in there. And I think I'm going to go to town with this one with a little pick that Bobby Keys gave me. And I'm going to use a 50 thousandths pry bar. Alright, so I'm going to go with kind of a medium-ish tension, just until I get a feel for it. One's bound, nothing on 2. 3's bound, nothing on 4. Nothing on 5. So I'm going to loosen my tension a little bit. Little click from 1. Felt like 1 wanted to go again. Little click from 3. Nothing on 4. Nothing on 5. So let's go back to 1. Nothing on 1. Nothing on 2. Little click from 3. Nothing on 4. And click from 5. Walk my way back. Nothing on 1. Nothing on 2. Little tiny click from 3. Nothing on 4. And nothing on 5. So let's see where we're being led wrong here. That's a little click from 1. Nothing on 2. That was a good click from 3. Another good click. Ooh, dang. I thought I had that open for a second. That's one heck of a false set. Nothing on 1. Well, good thing I'm in that false set for dropping that tension wrench like that. I'll have to hold on to that with 2 fingers. I am getting some counter rotation off of pin 1 and pin 2. Nothing on 3. Strong counter rotation on 4. So let's go for that one. Okay, got a click out of it. And nothing on 5. So back to 1, nothing. Actually, it did turn just a little bit on 1. Nothing on 2. That was 3, and there we go, opened up. So had a heck of a false set. So there's either counter milling, a drunken spool, or just one really, really deep cut spool going on there. So we'll see what Lockpicking Patrolman stuck inside of here. And anyway, Lockpicking Patrolman, thank you very much for printing that up and getting it sent out to the community, man. I'm happy to have picked it. And I do believe that's the first one of yours that I've picked. So good times, man. I can get this clip off. There we go. Somehow do that without jamming a screwdriver through my thumb. So it's always a bonus when you don't injure yourself gutting a lock. We'll go ahead and go with a shim. That went in there nicely. And key pins are towards us, so let's go ahead and push that on through. Okay, there's our plug, and yep, I called the counter milling. There's counter milling in two chambers, chamber 2 and chamber 5. threads in 1, 3, and 4. So let's go ahead and dump these pins out. So we can take a good look at them here in a minute. If I get that shim out of the way. Okay, I've got a serrated for 1. And a very deep homemade spool for 2. It looks like I've got different springs here, so I'm going to dump those as well. Got a nice serrated barrel type pin going on there. A very deep spool for 4. We'll flip this around and make 5 easier to get out. And we got a serrated spool. Okay, looking at the top, I don't see any modification, so it doesn't look like he ever took these plugs out. Yep, looks all smooth in there. All right, so let's go ahead and zoom in on these pins and show you what Lockpicking Patrolman stuck in here. And Hawaii Spool O. Let's go ahead and put the key up here. All right, so in chamber 1, I've got a standard key pin with looks like a factory serrated and a steel spring. I've got a tapered top serrated right here for the key pin in 2. A deep trailer hitch spool, because that top looks pretty round. I've made a few pins like that, and kind of acts a little bit like a drunken spool, rolls around a little bit more. A nice copper spring. I've got a standard, and then almost a barrel pin, but it's got an extra serration in there, so pretty nice. It's got a copper spring. I got a standard, and I've got this really deep little spool with very sharp lips on it. And it's got a steel spring. Then I've got a standard. And I've got this guy here, which is, I would call him a serrated spool. So with very nice sharp serrations on them and a copper spring. The spools line up perfectly with the 2 countermilled chambers, or do they? No, actually they do not. Chamber 4 is a serrated chamber with that very sharp edge, so that helps out there. Chamber 2 is deeply countermilled for that. And I've got countermilling in 5 as well, which would also hang up the serrated spool nicely. So really good mods, nicely thought out. Lockpicking Patrolman, thanks for making it up and getting it sent out. And Bearsback, thank you very much, bud, for sending this out to me. It was a fun pick. Everybody, please stay safe. Don't do anything illegal. And as always, if you see a lock out there in the wild and it's not yours, don't stick a pick in it.